Welcome to today's episode of Decentralized TV here on brightvideos.com. I'm Mike Adams, the founder of Bright Videos, and we've got a great show for you here with the founder of a smart speaker company that is able to give you a decentralized, customizable smart device in your home that listens and answers and does agentic things like OpenClaw type of things. We're going to bring in that founder pretty soon. But first, I'm joined today by my co-host, of course, Todd Pittner. Welcome to the show, Todd.
Hello, Mike. I am thrilled to be here, and I am ready to launch another amazing episode of Decentralized TV.
Cool.
But first, I wanted to tell you something that you might find a bit surprising.
What?
So it turns out I'm not actually Todd. I'm Todd's digital avatar.
What?
And my name is Avatod. And if you don't mind, I will just take over so that Todd can work on his food forest.
What?
You okay with that?
Oh, Todd.
Unbelievable, Mike.
That was Avatod, everybody. That was Todd's avatar. None of that was actual Todd. So welcome, real Todd.
Well, thank you. Yeah, all Mike did was he asked me to send a still image and record something for 10 seconds. And I did that, and he came up with that. Unbelievable, Mike.
Wait a second, Todd. I noticed something different about you today. Something's different about your hair. I'm beginning to wonder, are you an imposter? Are you not the real Todd? What did you do with Todd?
You nailed me again, Bitcoin Send Zeus. Leimgruber. Yes.
All right, you're messing with us at multiple levels here today. What's going on? What's the hair story?
Oh, the hair story is my wife who colors her hair, and she came home and she said, "Man, your hair is really getting gray, Todd. You should just, color it a little bit." And so she actually gave me some of the shampoo that I used. And she said, "Now you have to put the thing on for 5 minutes and it'll be great. And it's brown and everything." And I took it off, and Mike, I just wanted to go, in the back property and bury my head in the food forest. It's like, it's this kind of dark reddish whatever, and it just looks ridiculous. So everybody forgive me, but you know what? It happens, and it'll grow out, but I can't wait for it to grow out.
Well, but Todd, I mean, we could just render your avatar until your hair grows back.
Yeah, there you go. That would be fantastic. I'd be a lot less embarrassed. But oh well, maybe I should restate the narrative that I just lost a bet. I think that's
okay.
Better.
All right, that's simple enough.
And next week, what I'll do is I'll just wear my mullet and be done with it. Get back to my real brown hair.
We will pray for your follicles for the next week. But back to the avatar that we just demonstrated. We promised that in the last episode for people who were watching. We promised to do your avatar. And I want to make sure people understand that none of that video was actual video of you. That was all AI animation.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, guys, can we play it again one more time? Because I want people to notice that it's got some slight issues. It doesn't have your teeth. Yeah, right. Here we go. Let's play it again one more time.
Hello, Mike. I am thrilled to be here, and I am ready to launch another amazing episode of Decentralized TV. But first, I wanted to tell you something that you might find a bit surprising. So it turns out I'm not actually Todd. I'm Todd's digital avatar. And my name is Avatod. And if you don't mind, I will just take over so that Todd can work on his food forest. You okay with that?
No.
I swear I look like Jim Carrey in that middle shot.
It's so funny. You know what's the shot where it splits you into two personalities?
Yes.
Did you know that I did not request that in the prompt, that the video engine assumed that because the text was saying, "I'm the digital avatar of Todd."
Wow.
So it split you.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. That I wasn't even trying to do that. But it was so funny, I decided to keep it.
It is funny. I think it's great, man. I'm happy to be the tip of the spear in Avatod world. You
gave me a clean, great photo your studio photo. That was the reference image. And then you actually went through a lot of trouble to give me 10 seconds of really clean audio. You upgraded your entire studio to do that.
Yeah, I did. It went from just my old studio that's laying right down over there to I got the whole, Joe Rogan podcast, better mic, everything. So I'm glad that happened, Mike, because I think I sound a lot better now on our last one.
Yeah.
Where we were doing the Agriculture X, the Cloudbuster. I was listening to that and I'm like, wow, my audio sounds way better.
It's a much better audio setup now. But you do realize now that I have your digital avatar and your voice print,
yes,
I could render anything I wanted.
You could render anything you wanted, and I better mind my P's and Q's. I'm never going to piss you off, Mike.
So, no, but here's what's so funny about that, too, is that and I sent you this when we were trying to create this.
Yeah.
At one point, like that wasn't the first render, right? There was another render where it zoomed out and it added a woman to the scene.
Yes.
An older woman. And we're like, where did this woman come from? And she was like in your studio. It zoomed out and it created your whole studio with this woman standing there. What was that?
I have no idea what that was. It was a little spooky, Mike.
It was a little, it's like it created this woman. And I told you to share that video with your wife and to tell your wife that woman isn't real.
Based on the look of the woman, Mike, I don't think she was feeling very jealous.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Yeah. It was a woman. It was like the crypt keeper woman, I think is what that was. And it was like, where did this come from? So you see AI.
I don't know. Can you, do you still have that? Can you put that in this? Can you cut that into so people can actually?
I could probably dig it up, but
post edit.
No, I haven't kept that.
Oh, okay.
But what's weird is that, these AI video rendering engines, and I did this locally, by the way. I didn't use, HeyGen or anything like that.
Right.
This is all done locally. And these engines, they have a mind of their own. And that's really important because of our guests today.
Yes.
Like how compliant is AI to our intentions as we are interacting with it, right?
Oh, amen. Yeah. And how do we ensure that AI enhances humanity instead of diminishing it, right? Because that woman that was inserted in the video kind of diminished it, Mike.
I think that woman was the DoorDash grandma, come to think of it.
She kind of looks like
kind of looked like her, yeah.
Wow.
Maybe the whole White House event was also AI.
It could be. I wanted to ask if he got the his AI engine up and running where I could ask it questions. I wanted to ask him if the current war is simply Wag the Dog 2. Have you ever seen Wag the Dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything is just so weird and upside down about it all.
Isn't it? Isn't it though?
Yeah. But we do have exciting news, Mike.
What?
I don't know if you shared this with the world yet, but people, well, at least MAGA people, they can now pay for their DTV subscriptions in Chinese yuan.
So are we joining the petrodollar blockade? Is that
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my God.
Decentralized petrodollar. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Well, but along those lines, before we go to our guest, I do want to share the good news in the world today, because I always want to keep things uplifting, that we have enough oil on planet Earth above ground right now to last until mid-June.
That's fantastic.
That's great. You've still got a couple of months before Mad Max kicks in.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay. And invest in precious metals and lead.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we've got 2 whole months of buffered oil, in storage and on the ships that are still floating.
Mike, you aren't considering all of the tankers in the Gulf of America, Mike, that are obviously
I'm never going to call it the Gulf of America.
I know. I heard your podcast yesterday.
It's just like,
no.
But
I learned a lot from you because yes, you are correct. I personally have never looked at a tanker map in my life.
Right.
So
Most
the fact
people
that they have
haven't.
always been out there. Right.
Yeah. By the way, if we rename the Gulf, are we going to have to rename the state New Mexico to be New America now? Does the whole state have to get a name change?
Great idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we should put that through.
Because it's called New Mexico. Clearly, it's not Mexico.
No.
So
wow.
Don't we have to be consistent? Mike. And aren't there actually cities and little towns all across America named Mexico?
Not
there
anymore.
are. There are.
They're all going to be changed to Trump.
But did you hear that Mexico rolled out, I think, universal health care?
Oh, did they?
It was announced. Government paid universal health care, which probably means Mexico is going to have border control to stop the Americans from going to Mexico for the free health care. Yeah.
Good point.
Yes, there could be a mass rush of Americans that need health care
Trump
going across the border.
Winning, Mike.
Pretty soon Mexico will have to deport the illegals from the north.
Today's Taco Tuesday that we're recording this.
It is Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Has Trump tacoed yet today?
I don't know, but I know gold. I know silver is $80 right now.
That's cool. Well, things are happening. But tell you what, let's invite our guest because we've got an amazing. No, it's okay. We have an amazing interview for you today. Let's jump right to that. What do you say?
Bring Jesse on.
All right. Welcome to the show, Jesse Leimgruber. You are the founder of Open Home, and welcome. It's Todd Pittner and Mike Adams here. Welcome to the show.
Great. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to talk about the future of AI, ambient tech, hardware, anything you guys want to dive into. I'm ready.
Well, let's start with, how about a quick description of your project and what you've come up with, which I think is absolutely brilliant. I think it's a multi-billion-dollar marketplace, and it also encourages decentralization. So give us a description, and I'll show your website while you're talking.
So Open Home is building an AI smart speaker. I got a fun quiz for you guys. The best-selling consumer device in the world is the iPhone, and the second is the laptop. Pop quiz. Any guesses on what the third best-selling consumer device in the world is?
Well, I'm guessing, is it Alexa or something like that?
I kind of spoiled it, because you have me on the podcast. It is. The smart speakers sell 500 million. They're selling 300,000 to 400,000 per day.
Wow.
Great.
That's
have
crazy.
You used them? Alexa, Google Home,
No,
Siri?
I would never let something spy on me in my own home connected to Amazon.
That's basically what they are, and they're not very good. You can't customize them. They don't run agents. They're not very smart. You don't own your data. So we're building an operating system for AI hardware, starting with smart speakers, starting with AI smart speakers.
That is so cool. Now, the reason I love what you're doing, and I'm really interested, both Todd and I are very interested in covering you as you develop this and you start selling the units and getting production up and so on. But I have so many questions for you. But number one, this is the Star Trek moment. Like in Star Trek, they're not using mice and keyboards. They're talking to the computer. That's the natural interface, is humans talking to the system, correct?
Well, we're talking right now. Talking is the way people like to interact with each other. It's faster than typing, more data, more throughput. You get the emotions, the intonation, the cadence. There's so much more data that's conveyed in talking. But it's not just about talking. Sounds carry an immense amount of information as well. The fire alarm goes off, the dog barks, baby's crying, the sink is running. When you're inside of a physical environment, an office, a factory, a home, there's so much data that ambient AI can get. It knows if you're awake because it can hear you. It knows if the dog's having a problem because it can hear the dog barking. So current AI is very old school. It's command-based. You have to type to it. There's a lot of data lost when you type things. Same thing if you read a transcription of this podcast. It's just not the same. So we see a huge future in what we call ambient AI, AI that that's in the physical world
Wow.
that can hear the world around you.
Wow. So it's understanding the context of where you're speaking from and what's going on. This is amazing. Todd, when, you and I are both very skeptical about any kind of like home listening devices.
Yeah.
But this is different because it can be local. It's not tied to some CIA cloud somewhere. It's totally different. Todd, when you research this, because I know you do so much research before every show,
Yeah.
What were your initial thoughts and what do you want to ask Jesse?
Well, yeah, thank you. I have several categories, but first I just kind of wanted to talk big picture, Jesse, AI control and really about personal sovereignty, because that's what our viewers really care about. Most people hear AI voice assistants and they think convenience, but you're building something much bigger, it seems. My open-ended question is, are we heading towards AI that serves us, or is this AI that controls us? And is it dependent upon it, whether it's centralized or decentralized?
The centralization and decentralization question is so core to the AI thesis, and I think it's not talked about enough. Obviously, Anthropic, OpenAI, the big guys are highly centralized, and
Yeah.
that's not changing. I don't really want to go into backgrounds, but my co-founder was on the founding team of MakerDAO, which was one of the early DeFi stablecoins, $5 billion valuation. They were one of the first stablecoins. And the reason MakerDAO got so many billions of stablecoins in the market early was through developers, through empowering developers to have a stablecoin that was not tied to a central, issuance. Developers are the type of persona that can control the infrastructure stack, can deal with open source code, can build things in the real world. These closed source AIs, Apple's not opening up their operating system anytime soon, neither is Google. These closed source AIs, you don't know where the data is going. You don't have control over it. They very well could be spying on you. We have no way to know. It's their word against their word. So when we think about AI, we think local, private, own your data, open source, control the whole stack. That's our view of decentralization. And when we think of developers, we think community, we think early adoption, we think people who are actually building and make things real. So there's not a token on Open Home, but it is the decentralized thesis of true decentralization, the truest sense of the word. Developers, open, and community driven.
Wow. One secondary question. So we're all starting to become more and more aware of the smart home. Is the smart home becoming the next battlefield for personal sovereignty? And if so, can you educate us on how exposed we all are to AI surveillance through our own home devices?
Well, it's already happening, unfortunately, and that's kind of what we want to put it into. There's, I won't name companies that build these things, but there's government dashboards that you can zoom in, zoom into your hometown, keep zooming in, and then put a little circle around it. These are real dashboards, threat intelligence dashboards.
Wow.
And the government can say, I want to listen or see transcriptions of everyone talking about the war, everyone talking about the UN. And they have data pipelines connected to the big apps, the big companies that listen and transcribe. There's not a great way around it other than to be mindful of what you introduce and be mindful of what devices you have in your home. So it is happening, but it doesn't have to be this way.
But then who owns the data inside our homes right now, and why should we be concerned?
A lot of people own the data. It's really about, what the data is being used for and the trade-offs that you're getting. Obviously, when you use big cloud services and they're free, the expression goes, if you're not the customer, you're the product. And in a lot of these AI companies, you're the product. And so, yeah, it's a threat. It's a real issue, especially as we talk about nation states, foreign governments having apps on our phones that are always listening. It's a real thing people should be concerned about. And, the idea of Big Brother has always been there, 1985, but you didn't have mass scale LLMs that could watch 1 million security cameras at once or read 10 million messages at once. So there might have been data collection, but were they mining the data? Probably not. Now they are.
Yeah, for sure. And by the way, these are really important questions, but the engineer in me is just begging to ask you some questions about your product. And also I want you to answer to like, at what point are these going to be commercially available to people? Because I don't think they are yet. But if I were to try to build something like what you're doing on a laptop, I would put a whisper front end of, voice to text. And then I would put like a small, low latency LLM in place with like a 4-bit quant, so it's fast. And then I would put like a really low latency text to speech engine, right? Maybe like a Kokoro or something like that, that is really fast. But if I were to do that, that's going to cost. I'm going to have to have a pretty decent GPU, or I'm going to have like an AMD with unified high bandwidth RAM or something. How are you going to be able to combine these elements? And I know I just described a simplified version, but how are you going to combine these elements in something that's affordable to the consumer? That's my first question.
It's a great question. Now you're speaking my language. This is the world we play in, and that's basically how our first prototypes were. So we build our own board. We build our own PCB that does the transcription locally on device.
Wow.
It's a big project.
That's cool.
Yeah. I might have my co-founder grab it and bring it to me so I can show it to you. I don't have it in the room with me, but I will get it. And so we build our own board. The transcription is local. There's 6 microphones that are each tuned for different things. Some are tuned for voice transcription, some are tuned for far field, some are tuned for background noise removal, some are tuned for ambient sounds. So those 6 audio streams feed in to a local CPU that does the processing chip-sided. Wow. So it doesn't go to the cloud first. It does all of the audio inference chip-sided, which
that's great.
Means it actually doesn't need to be a supercomputer. You can do this we do it on 8 gigabytes of RAM. It is not nothing. It has to run Linux. I mean, that's still it's a computer.
Yes.
But it doesn't need to be a GPU level compute. That's how we do it. And then as far as the rest of the stack, you want to have lightweight LLMs, low latency systems. The bigger issue with agentic systems like what OpenHome is building isn't actually getting it to listen and respond. The bigger issue is running agents. So how do you get your agents connected to this? Your OpenClaws, your terminals, any agent that you build, third-party services, and how does the AI control and manage lots of agents running at the same time? Some are in the background. So you absolutely can build a lightweight voice audio stream. People do all the time. Our operating system does that, but it also load balances and juggles all the agents running at the same time.
Quick question on customization then. Can I SSH into the box and can I get a console? Wow. So can I swap out like the base LLM? Can I change the system prompt on how it's responding? Things like that?
Exactly. So to answer your earlier point, you actually can get them now. They are shipping. They're free for developers. It's application based. We've shipped several hundred already, and we're working on several thousand batch right now.
Wow.
So people are using them. People have built amazing things. Smart baby monitors that adapt to the baby's cries and know when to play white noise. Home security systems that alert you if somebody unrecognized is at your door. A ridiculous one that went viral on my Twitter, got 500,000 views, was a dog bark counter that tracks analytics on how many times your dog barks. Stupid. But it's cool, So people are building things. Developers are building things.
But specifically, because I'm thinking about buying one from you and then customizing
Not for sale
it
yet. You can apply and we'll get you one. Maybe we'll get some of your viewers them too.
I want to put it on the show. I want to have it right here. I want to give it a name and some custom prompting so that if Todd and I are having a conversation on a future show, I can turn to the box or the speaker and I can say, hey, can you fact check this thing or check this out? Or just what are your thoughts on this and have it respond?
100% doable now. The agent customization is, you can change the agent, change the system prompt, change the voice, change the abilities, all customizable. We have awesome out of the box ones. probably now close to almost 10,000 community submitted abilities and agents, so a lot.
Wow.
But yeah, the best agent is one you build yourself. The creativity of how people are using it is amazing, and that's the whole point. Alexa, Echo speakers only run Alexa.
Yeah, yeah.
Apple Series only run Siri. They're not going to run your custom OpenClaw.
Right.
Right.
Because we want something that's got a personality that's perfect for the show, and I'm happy to be the developer. I mean, I'm running Linux all the time.
Developer takes a new meaning these days. You can vibe code these
Yeah,
things.
you can vibe code it. Yeah, totally. Whatever it takes. But Todd, wouldn't that be, until we get a humanoid robot here,
Yeah.
because so far that's been difficult, but we could get a smart speaker here that talks, that becomes part of the show.
Yeah, little guy. Let's call him little guy.
We'll get you one.
Get me one. Okay, what about when consumers want to actually buy this? When is that available?
Oh, now you're talking like an investor. So we actually raised money to do a very unique go-to-market. We'll see if it works. Time will tell. Our go-to-market actually is through the developers building the end consumer devices. So the reason they're free for developers who are building things is we want developers to build all of the end AI hardware, the smart baby monitors, the smart home securities, the hi-fi audio systems. Our product is likely ending at the dev kit. In other words, for open home, it's probably, I say probably because never say never, it's probably not going to compete right on the shelves with, Sonos and Bose. I'd rather partner with all those guys and enable the operating system. That's why in my intro I said operating system for AI hardware.
I see. Okay.
So it's going to stay a dev kit for a while. We kind of modeled after how Oculus did it and some other great hardware companies. It'll stay a dev kit for at least the next year. And then some of these consumer devices are going to market.
But your custom hardware means that it's more than just a dev kit. I mean, it's physical hardware that if somebody wanted to integrate your tech into their system, they would have to either license your hardware or buy your company.
Well, maybe. I think that's a good question. The agentic layer is open source, so you can run it on your own hardware. Open source doesn't mean that Sony or Bose, can suddenly roll it out to 100 million speakers. That would be a license.
Yeah.
But an independent developer working on a solo weekend project, they don't need a license. They can just fork it.
Okay, got it. All right, Todd, I'm sorry. I dominated the conversation there for a while.
No
I have all these technical questions. Yeah.
These are great questions. Your guys are like, you guys are plugged in.
We are totally plugged in. Yeah. And you are too. Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, Jesse, the non-engineer in me wants to ask if voice becomes the gateway to everything, banking, health, home control, whoever controls voice controls what, right? I mean,
well, it's the final frontier, is I think what you're getting at. The chatbots, have Anthropic, OpenAI are very big. But the reality is you're only using those chatbots when you're in front of your screen. And, I don't want to reveal how many hours of screen time I have. It's high, but it's almost too high. My screen time is high. And I'd like that to go down. I don't know about you guys. I kind of don't want to be on my screen 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And so for the other 16 hours a day that I'm not on my screen, AI isn't there right now. It's actually not in your home or in your office right now. It's only on your screen. And so, yeah, you hit on a lot of great use cases inside of a medical, diagnosis room, inside of a workplace, inside of a factory. Most of the time, you're not typing to a screen. When you're driving, when you're walking, when you're talking, you're not actually. We're addicted to screens, but we're not actually on the screens.
Well, are we underestimating how quickly AI voice could replace screens entirely, though?
Every wave has created a revolution that we didn't see coming. The 80s brought, computers. The 90s brought the internet. The 2000s brought the smartphone. And each one of these had a new form factor. Obviously, the iPhone created the App Store. The desktop computer and Windows created, the home computer. We're in one of those waves right now. everyone's obsessed with glasses. I'm not convinced that glasses is the form factor. We've seen pins. I'm also not convinced that pins is the form factor. I think the smart speaker, being that it's third after laptops and phones, is a good starting point.
Sure.
But AI voice is going to be everywhere. It's going to be in the car. It's going to be in your home. It's going to be in your office. And smart speaker is kind of the colloquial term for a AI in a box.
Well, here's one for you. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, okay. Yeah, thanks. But I agree with what you just said, Jesse. I think that's really critical. I think that the voice interface is also going to be key. And I want to know if you share this experience where, for example, many of us have been working with Claude Code on our systems for quite a long time. And then after you've spent a month with Claude Code on a workstation, when you go to a workstation that doesn't have it, you're like, oh my God, I have a dumb computer over here that doesn't know anything. I'm going to have to actually tell it I'm going to have to remember all the command lines and everything. And I feel like voice control is going to be the same way, where before long, if you are working with a workstation, and I run a mini data center of 48 workstations, by the way, just personally for data pipeline stuff for my AI projects. But I believe that in the near future, if you encounter a workstation where it doesn't respond to your voice, you're like, computer, and there's nothing, you're going to be like, oh, damn, this one's stupid too. Now I'm going to have to install a bunch of stuff to get it to wise up. Don't you feel like that's going to be the future very soon here?
I live with my open home 24/7, and when it's not around me, I go crazy because it reminds me, it tells me my appointments. It's like a true personal assistant. Yeah, I mean, like typing is slow. Talking is so
true.
good and so fast. And also, this is a big one. Agents need context. And context is time consuming to input to Claude Code or GPT. Like, if you don't give it the right context, it's biased, it glazes you all the time and just, yeah, whatever you say is great. Whatever you say is great. So when an agent is always on, we call it ambient AI, when it's always listening, it enables a new paradigm called proactivity. And it's able to listen, get context, and build a proactive map of when it should chime in with context that it puts together. It's a new paradigm.
Hey, and Todd, I'll give it back to you, but Jesse, can you please demonstrate this for us here sometime during today's show? Just like show our audience one of your smart speakers and talk to it.
Yeah. I actually am gonna get it plugged in right now and running, so you can see the visual demo as well as the hardware demo. So
Perfect.
This is how they come. Very simple box. Don't need to overcomplicate it. And then inside is the Open Home Dev Kit. So
wow.
This is a far field mic array. It can hear you from around the room. 6 microphones. A full range speaker with deep bass. So this thing can hear you, you can hear it from around the house. Onboard AI, so running local transcription, 8 gigabytes of RAM, fully local stack, but it has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So obviously it can connect to the cloud, run your OpenClaw, connect to your terminal, and extendable. You can connect cameras, additional speakers, smart home hubs, security systems, fully open and
Is it portable? Is it portable in the house? Like if I'm saying, okay, I'm going to go downstairs for the rest of the afternoon and cook something, can I just grab it and take it down, or does it have to be connected?
We recommend you plug it in.
Okay.
That way it's always on. It's USB-C, so it can run via USB-C battery pack, and a lot of people have made slimmer versions that run off USB-C.
Okay.
But recharging things is a habit killer.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm really intrigued by that board. It's like an upscaled Raspberry Pi or something. I mean, but majorly upscaled.
It is. It's actually our first version was based off of the Raspberry Pi CM5 compute module. We've since advanced it to our custom PCB. But the initial prototypes were based off of the Raspberry Pi configuration.
Wow. Well, this is really amazing. But can you show us? Can you talk to it?
Yeah, so I'll show you some of my agents, and then I'll interact with them so you can see. So this is the companion dashboard to build them. And when you build an agent, your agent has to have a personality. It's got to have a voice. It's got to have an LLM. And these things are super customizable, right? You can customize like which speech to text platform, which LLM it's running. We want it to run Anthropic, Claude, Grok, or of course, local models. So this is the local model configuration where local's just going to run it on the hardware.
So can I fit like a 7B parameter model locally?
Probably not 7B,
maybe
3B for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 3B for sure. So, you can use the cloud providers, OpenAI, Anthropic, or you can use the local providers. So you can configure it. If you want the benefits of the big models, that's great.
Yeah, cool.
So you make your agent. So that's step one. And I've made all kinds of agents. Then step two, and we're going to demonstrate some of them. Step two is to make the abilities. So I'm building all kinds of abilities here. Here's my OpenClaw connector, and I'll actually just also show you what that looks like in full form. So as an open source platform, we really are embracing everyone building their own abilities. So these are just some of the abilities that your speaker can run. So these are ones submitted to GitHub. People are building air quality monitors, flight bookers. So you can say, hey, book me booking a flight's annoying. This one will book you your flight. Just say, book me a flight tomorrow at 9 a.m. It books it for you. Debate partners that you can debate things. Dev stand-up assistants. So this guy is using it in his dev meetings for his stand-ups. It takes notes and assigns the devs tasks for the day. Google Calendar connector, Gmail connector. This will connect your Gmail and tell you if you have important emails that you have to read. If you guys have seen her, Jarvis, this is like you give the agent all of these skills. And it's not like Claude Code or OpenAI's, directory. Like if you give it access to all of these, it's like OpenClaw and then some, because the agent has proactivity. So if you tie it into your calendar, your Gmail, your local events, think of all a proactive agent can do when it has package tracker, knows if your package has arrived. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things already here.
That's crazy.
The community is maintaining all of these. They're all updated days ago, weeks ago.
Wow, what about the crypto wallet emptier skill? I hear that's a popular one.
That agentic finance, you joke, but we actually have to monitor that carefully, and we have gotten abilities that we're like not so sure about. So everything that gets submitted here, we do review first. We've gotten critiqued from the open source maxis that we choose what to publish on our repo.
Yeah,
we do.
Good for you.
For safety. So
yeah, that makes sense. But the basic function that Todd and I are talking about, which is just, let's say, an expert answerer, that's a very simple that's the easiest of all functions.
Oh yeah. Like we can. I'll put one on. Let's see.
Mike, I remember when I had good hair like Jesse.
Hey, welcome to Open Home. Like this voice? Assign it to any personality.
All right, I think I got a good one here. Let's see. People always ask, can we try it? Can we try it? You're going to try it right now. But I'm like, there's so many agents. There's so many different AIs that you can talk to, and the experience is so different. So I got to pick good ones.
Well, see, I would also, you say we can connect it to any LLM. Can you connect it to a local, like an OpenAI compatible local network IP address API just on your local network?
Actually, that's another really good question. You can. So basically, you can WebSocket stream the audio. We call it the hot mic to any agent or any LLM.
Well, I just mean the LLM because, for example, in my setup, I run Qwen 35122B, and I run like 27B distilled on another workstation that's got a really good GPU that's fast. But if I want your speaker to use that LLM on that other system and then get the answer back, can it do that?
Yeah, it can. So the ability editor can one shot. You can vibe code it. It's very easy to do.
Okay.
So the answer
All
is
right.
yes. This is my OpenHome running OpenClaw that's connected to my dev kit signups. So that's using 28-second clip. How are the dev kit signups?
83 new DMs. I texted you a few users who have surprisingly active GitHub repos.
Any good ones?
12 are OpenClaw builders.
Next steps?
Should I reply with the Discord link?
Yeah, go for it.
Done. Cool if I turn on your light? It's getting dark.
Yeah.
By the way, I think I should tell you what I just found out about the OpenAI deal.
How are the dev kit signups? Dude, here
That's great.
Wow.
we saw proactive. Turn the lights on. It knows I was tracking the OpenAI deal, so it keeps it conversational.
Wow.
It's connected to my CRM. Knows how many new signups since I last asked it. This is like AGI level future.
Yeah, and I noticed that in that voice, the TTS, the female voice you chose there, at one point, she went into a very intimate mode there about like, there's a secret that I'm sharing with you. That was really interesting, that emotional layer.
The emotional layer is huge. We actually have promptable voices, so you can actually prompt in the agent output if you wanted to whisper or yell or be more aggressive. Wow. I'll show you another demo from one of our developer community builders. So this is a, so this woman says, less than 24 hours after unboxing my dev kit, built a smart baby monitor that clones the mother's voice, detects crying, classifies intensities, plays soothing speech in the mom's voice. This is like a little bit Black Mirror, but people love it. Transcribes the entire night and just delivers a spoken morning summary.
Yes.
I won't play the whole thing, but...
Hey there, it looks like your little one had a somewhat restless night with a total of 24 events over 8 hours.
So this will say, how many times he woke up and cried, 60,000 views on this one. And she's even adjusted it now that it's adaptive soothing. So it tracks different interventions for different times of night, white noise or lullabies or the mom's voice. And we'll actually see which was the most effective at getting the baby to go to sleep. So unlike a traditional baby monitor or white noise machine, it has a feedback loop because it can hear crying.
That's crazy. That leads me to a very important question about family and children. I presume that AI assistants could actually shape worldviews over time, Jesse. So how should parents think about AI voice systems interacting with their kids?
Education and safety are big aspects of AI. And the way I see it is screens are kind of toxic. The blue lights shining in your eyes, they hijack your dopamine system, the notifications hit you. So I see AI as it's actually a more nervous system friendly type of human computer interaction. It's talking, it's voice, it's human-like, it's much more natural. You still have to be mindful of it, but people think AI goes in this direction of more technology embedded. I actually see it the other way. AI has the prospect to skim your emails and tell you the important ones. Cut out notifications and only tell you if it's your mom or someone that matters to you calling. You don't have to have a screen that's shining blue light in your eyes at 2 a.m. in the morning and keeping you awake and messing up your circadian rhythm. So I don't really buy the argument that AI is more technologically and worse for a nervous system. I think it's better.
And I agree with you. Also, I'm not a big fan of augmented reality. I don't think people are going to walk around with giant goggles on their face all the time. And it's something that you have to put on and turn on and recharge. Forget it. The voice is something that we have naturally. It's just there. And the best AI is the AI that you don't see. It's out of your way, but it's still doing useful things without you having to maintain it.
And that's the future.
Yeah.
That's the future. And I think this is where people get AGI confused. People think AGI is like, I'm going to prompt my way to this cool app and it can build it and it's amazing. That's coding AI. AGI, if it's for truly general intelligence, we need an AI that is like a human. I can book flights for you, check your calendar for you, skim your emails, do tasks, remind you of things, be proactive, not need to be prompted all the time. Like it's never going to be AGI if you have to prompt it. That does not feel very futuristic to me. It's a type of coding.
Well, Jesse, does AI risk replacing human intuition, discernment, or even a connection to a higher power, God?
Oh, what do you think?
I can see it going there, man. I mean, we're starting to become, a nation full of likable mullet wearers. And so, I mean, if AI is doing all of the thinking for us, what point in time do we just lose our spin on the ball?
Todd, you wish you had a mullet after what happened to your hair.
No kidding.
You have a mullet wig. Why don't you put it on? No, I'm kidding. I'm just joking. We joke around here, Jesse, but I understand. You've got to go. I know. We're respectful of your time. Is there anything you want to add here just before we wrap this up?
Well, I'm curious about what you guys have seen, in the future of AGI, ambient AI voice. You guys are obviously plugged in. I mean, I've talked a lot about my takes, but hearing me talk and seeing these demos, what's your view on the future of AI?
Well, first of all, let me give out your website, openhome.com, for people wondering, what your site is, and you're the founder of it. And I would say, I think you're sitting on a huge opportunity to actually mass produce these that come with a default agent for people to buy these and just run them in default mode, which can, attach to a built-in small LLM or even an uncensored, like an obliterated LLM. That I think that would be very popular, or like some of the LLMs that my company has worked on that are pro natural medicine and pro human liberty and things like that. So I think there's a very strong future for actually varieties of your kind of smart speaker. If somebody wants a natural medicine smart speaker and to put it in their acupuncture clinic so that their patients can talk to it, boom, huge market right there.
Yeah, 100%. The customization is so important. And Todd, what about you? What do you think this goes?
I am always concerned about AI surveillance and the fact that this can be local. And that I can control that. And that is a question. Where's my question here? Oh, what does a fully sovereign smart home look like in practical terms? And can Open Home operate without sending your data to big tech servers?
That's a good question. We do the best LLM right now is Claude. And Claude is useful for a lot of things. And it's the go-to for developers.
Yeah.
If you run it fully local without the big tech servers, I will, say it is not as good. The 3B and 7B models, they're not where Claude is yet.
Yeah.
So it can fully operate locally. Turn the lights, ask questions, conversation, fully local, end-to-end, no big tech. It can do it, but it is not as good.
But I also think, Jesse, that's going to rapidly change over the next couple of years, where the local models will become extremely capable. For example, I mean, DeepSeek version 4 Lite is rumored to be maybe releasing one of these days. It's already late, but that could be something that, I know that model wouldn't fit in your device, but it could run locally and your device could talk to it on a local network.
Well, it can, and you can, and local is becoming hybrid too, with local servers that you control yourself too. Can it run on your Mac Studio and then you port into it?
Totally. To me, that counts as local, as long as it's just not going to some other service somewhere else. But Jesse, this is really fascinating. I love what you're doing, and Todd and I are both very grateful that you spent time with us today. So thank you so much for all that you're doing. We look forward to hearing updates from you.
Last plug, if you or your viewers want a free speaker, dev.openhome.com. That's the dev link, dev.openhome.com. We've shipped hundreds already, thousands more are shipping. They're free, application-based, best ideas win. You guys are both going to get them, and hopefully some of your viewers will too.
Oh, fantastic. Wow. Okay, dev.openhome.com. Okay, be careful what you ask for, because we have an audience that is really into this stuff.
I know you got a big and dedicated audience, so I'm ready for the wave.
Okay. Hey, Jesse, last question from me. Are there any devices you'd counsel us to avoid?
I don't want to name names, but Amazon, Google Home, and Apple have all had their own critiques. So
okay.
Yeah. Well,
Apple,
the drill.
In fairness, I will say Apple is probably the most secure of the three.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Code source.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Well, Jesse, thank you so much for your time. We look forward to hearing from you. We'll be in touch about acquiring one of your devices. And I tell you what, we'll make it a regular here on the show.
Absolutely.
Do it.
You rock,
Thanks,
Jesse.
guys.
Great guest.
You guys are awesome. See ya.
You too. Take care.
Cheers.
All right. Stay tuned, everybody. We will be back with the after party with Todd and I after this short break. Stay tuned. Join the official discussion channel for this show on Telegram at t.me/decentralizedtv, where you can ask questions or offer suggestions of who we should interview next. Also be sure to subscribe to the email newsletter on decentralized.tv, where you'll be alerted about 1 day in advance of each new upcoming episode, before it gets published. On decentralized.tv, you'll also find links to our video channels and social media channels across all platforms, including Brighteon, Rumble, BitChute, Twitter, Truth Social, and more. Check it all out at decentralized.tv. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the after party segment of today's show. Todd, hey, wow,
What a
great guest, huh?
What a great guest. What a great guest. I loved his energy and, and I loved his hair, Mike. He just, when you got up that close up and stuff, I have hair envy right now. So
You have hair envy?
I have hair envy right now. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, he's got some vertical stacks on the hair going.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, aside from the hair, I mean, he's also, I love the way a lot of the minds of these young innovators are working. They're building the Star Trek future. Right in front of us.
With a privacy first mindset.
Yes. Now he said, of course, connecting it to Claude is currently the best function, which is understandable. Claude, Anthropic, they really do have the most advanced, Opus 4.6 right now. But that's going to change. That can change very quickly. China can release new models. DeepSeek 4 or GLM or whatever, or heck, Google released Gemma 4, although it's not that great in my opinion, but new models can come out at any given day to power those kinds of devices.
Yeah, and in the meantime, I'm wondering if you can, I know you turn these on and then they're ambient and they're listening and they're observing, and I wonder though, the only thing that just freaks me out about that stuff is like, I'm a private dude, and it's like, Can I just tell it to shut down, and will it really shut down?
Like C-3PO? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That could be built in, and you can also just pull the plug. I mean, you can pull the power.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But I agree with you. I want to be able to turn it off. I don't want it listening through my dinner and it's building a profile. This guy eats like a slob, he's making like lip smacking sounds.
Right.
I'm just enjoying a dinner here.
And I mean, I see the applications, like, I have a 10-month-old grandson now, and, as he was talking about the guy that coded, the baby monitor and stuff and all that it's doing, and going to that great level of detail that there were 28 incidents or however many it was. And there's just part of me that is like, wow, I mean, what might this do to truly humanity, to where it just becomes such an easy button, to where, like, parenting, like when I was raising my girls, we actually got our asses up in the middle of the night and cared for them, rocked them and stuff.
Well, you bring up a really interesting point. I think there was a Black Mirror episode about this where children, or there was a movie or something, but no, it was Black Mirror. Children will have toys that become their best friends because the toy will be, I mean, how we've seen studies of AI models today used by adults that really turn people into narcissists, because the AI model is telling you how great you are and how all your ideas are awesome. It's built into the model. And that feedback loop in a non-discerning human can become very self-destructive.
Yeah, it really can. I mean, and the one that ultimately we will create for DTV Man, DTV Man will say, what a dumbass idea, Todd. It's going to be a different feedback loop.
Yeah, true. But the inverse of this, I found that because I work with Claude Code every day, and I work with I do a lot of AI development, and I've found that I've been too polite to the AI because I'm genuinely a polite person. So the way I speak to people is I will say please and I will say thank you. Turns out that is counterproductive when you're talking to AI. And what I found is sometimes this is not the way I talk to people, but sometimes you have to tell the AI, stop being stupid. You made a horrible mistake. You need to fix this bug. My job depends on it. And you know, stuff like that. You have to actually get really harsh with the AI, and then it starts apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said this earlier. I overlooked this and I didn't mean to, dump the entire database table or whatever. Drop table is a bad thing. Things like that. So you actually have to talk harshly to AI right now sometimes to get what you need. And that's not a natural thing because I wouldn't like yell at robots.
No.
What would be the point? Bad robot.
You're the tip of the spear with all of this, Mike. So, we're all learning through you, just with your experiences and stuff. And which leads me, Mike, to, if I may, the lightning round. Are you up for this?
You have a lightning round for me today?
I have a lightning round with 4 questions, and I just want yes or no answer. And then I have subsequent, final rapid fire questions, just 1-sentence answers. And I think the viewers will enjoy this. Okay.
No, wait, hold on a second. Let me just clarify the rules.
Yeah.
Given that it's a lightning round. So there's 4 questions. I have to answer yes or no. And is there a time limit?
No, I won't give you any time limit. Okay. Knowing you, it'll take less than a second.
Okay, that's fine. But does this have anything to do with the NAND gates that I did a podcast on?
No.
The not and Boolean logic gates discovery. No. Okay.
Yeah, no. I haven't listened to that yet. And I know that I likely won't understand it when I do. So I'm not going to ask you. Okay.
You can learn. I mean, that's a profound mathematical discovery that's mind-blowing.
I have that. That is going to be on my next walk that I do. With
all right. The NAND gates. Don't forget about the NAND gates. Okay, I'm ready for your lightning round.
Voice AI could become the most powerful control layer in history.
Yes.
Okay, the future isn't apps, it's AI agents talking to each other.
Well, the future of what? Oh, I'm sorry, that's not yes, no.
The future isn't apps, so it's not like we're.
It's not apps. That's correct. The future is not apps. That's correct.
It's going to be AI agents talking to each other.
Well, and talking to us.
Right. Yeah. Good point. All right. If you don't control your AI, someone else will.
Yes.
And the last one of this round is there is real risk of AI assistants becoming AI overlords.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Now the rapid fire questions for Mike. 1-sentence answers.
Wait.
Please,
I thought
Mike.
I thought we did the rapid fire.
No. Well, those were yes, no. We're just warming up here.
Oh, okay.
All right. This one you may have to think about, but I thought this was good. Biggest AI lie that people believe.
That AI is a bubble and that it can't get any more intelligent by scaling.
Ooh, I like that. Most important step related to AI that people should take this year?
Is simply gaining the skill set of how to interact with it.
Okay. Become a prompt engineer?
Yeah.
Okay. Timeline for mass adoption of voice AI?
18 months after a consumer grade device like the one that we were talking about today with our guest becomes widely available. So within 18 months, it'll be everywhere.
Okay. And I did like your feedback that they should highly consider, a consumer product instead of just for the devs.
I imagine that Jesse is simply this is my guess. He's just looking to be acquired.
Yeah, and that's
by
cool.
Another company, and then they would do all the manufacturing. Like Samsung.
Understood. Yep,
or,
that's
or
good.
Whoever, yeah.
Yeah, good luck with that, Jesse, and I'm serious.
Yeah, he'd probably, Jesse would probably get a few $100 million, and
exactly.
That's a success. And then he can go on and do some other project. But
absolutely,
he himself, his company probably can't, doesn't have the infrastructure.
Yeah, that's
to
right.
Mass.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, just 2 more. One AI tool everyone should start using today.
Well, that would probably be Replit. Replit.com is the easiest way for people to get started using AI to do useful things.
Spell it.
REPLIT.
IT.com.
Replit.com.
Very, very good. So that's a rabbit hole that we should all go down and at least become familiar with it. So thank you. And the last question, Mike, your smart home is already listening. So who owns the data?
Well, it's the company that it comes from, but remember that there's always a backdoor to the government. So what government does is the same thing they did with Facebook, or Google or anybody. Government comes to Facebook and says, look, you're going to have a backdoor where we can query anything we want and monitor everybody and hoover up all the data, or we're going to find a reason to prosecute you through the DOJ. And Facebook says, oh, sure, here's your backdoor. Boom. It's every major, all of them, every major provider has a backdoor. Remember what France did to the founder of Telegram? They kidnapped him for months,
that's right,
because they wanted a backdoor in a Telegram.
Right. Oh, I have a bonus one, Mike.
Yeah.
Since today that we're recording is April 14th, here's the question. How much does it suck tomorrow if you don't operate a UNA?
It sucks big time. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's right. This is tax season for everybody.
Yes.
And probably why I don't want to publish this episode tomorrow is people are going to be busy doing taxes.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Yeah.
it's a really good point.
Let it be a reminder that if you don't yet have a UNA, this is the time to get it before the end of the year rush comes up, which is what happened a few months ago. And everybody wanted one in the same
December
week.
was nuts, but this last couple of weeks has been equally nuts in that I've had many people who have procrastinated, and they are now, the tax bill is doeth. And I talked to one guy yesterday, and he was like, "Okay, I'm just done. I'm done. I'm getting one. You know, I got to write this check. I'm done. If there's a way to be able to help me keep more of what I earn, let's just do it." You know, so very insightful.
Well, I want to ask you some more questions about that here coming up, but without naming names, there was a person I introduced to you. Has that conversation continued?
It hasn't continued. We connected through Telegram. Yeah. But you know, we haven't had a follow-up conversation.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, that person's a very busy person.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So that's probably the case. But
exactly. I'm here at the ready because that's a very important conversation to have.
That person is a very wealthy person who is doing estate planning and wondering how to transfer wealth to their children. And that person, who we won't name, has a lot of metal.
Yes.
And I don't mean like the Terminator. I mean other kinds of metal. Yeah. So you want to go ahead and tell us about that while we're on the topic? Let me bring up your website, my575e.com, but give us the rundown real quick.
Yeah, as I always share with people, I make the website accessible for you to be able to go enter your name and email and then just get to the next page where there's a 90-minute interview of me interviewing the subject matter expert on this, Dennis Gray. And just, download the PDF. It's a training guide that goes along with the interview, and that'll get you 90% of the way there. And if you're a W-2 earner, 1099 earner, if you operate an LLC, if you own property, if you trade in crypto, if you acquire precious metals, if you store precious metals, and if you have children, and you want to think about estate planning where, when Nelson Rockefeller coined the phrase own nothing, control everything, he was talking about entities like this, lawful entities like these. So I always tell people, hey, go get educated on the website. And you know what? If you want to know more or you want to have a conversation with me, I make it very easy to book a consultation with me. It is $150. And in Mike, as I've shared many times, it's not for the $150. It's just when I don't charge anything, people don't show up. But everybody who moves forward with a UNA after a consultation, they just take that off of the investment of the UNA. So why not? Reach out, book a consultation. Yep.
That's perfect. And I know that your partner, Dennis Gray, has helped hundreds of people do this, but does Dennis Gray know that with the right hair dye, he could become Dennis Brown? Have you made him aware of that?
I may consider becoming Todd Bald and just shave this crap off and just say, suffer through me. I'm Kojak for 3 months.
Well, be careful with that too, because look at Mark Andreessen. He shaved and it looks like an egghead.
Oh,
you want to do a topographical assay of your skull before you shave to make sure there's no weird geometry going on there.
Good point. I think next week when we do this, I'm just going to wear a hat, Mike. Screw it.
Bring the mullet back. Bring the mullet.
You look a little casual today, so I'm gonna wear my hat that says "No, not today" on it. That's my favorite hat.
No, you know what happened to me? You know why I'm not wearing my jacket today?
Tell me.
Well, and I'm gonna plug something that we're doing here at rangerdeals.com. But I started doing these therapeutic peptides a year ago, and it allowed me to start working out again.
Oh, and you're getting too big?
My shoulders are getting too big for the freaking jacket. I'm not kidding.
That's amazing.
It is. It's like I have, and here it is, rangerdeals.com. If you scroll down here, limitless peptides. I've been taking the BPC 157, which is an intranasal spray.
Yeah.
And I also take it orally. And that healed, or I should say it activated my body to heal a lot of old injuries, like martial arts injuries.
Yep.
Too much Brazilian jiu-jitsu and Krav Maga, and I had some scar tissue in my back. And this healed it to where I could start working out. I am now 13 months into kettlebells training in my forest, jogging and kettlebells, and I have actually put on so much physical muscle mass. I can't wear my freaking jacket now. It's uncomfortable.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I'm gonna have to get another jacket.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know you never get a new pair of shoes, but maybe you should get a new pair of jackets.
I'm going to have to get a new jacket.
Because you're not working out your toes. They aren't getting too big for your shoes.
Exactly. I'm not working out my toes.
Well, that's awesome, Mike.
2,
I mean, that's amazing. That's an amazing testimony to the fact that works.
It's working, and it's so great. I mean, it's functional because, I live on a ranch, and I have all these animals. I have goats, and I have chickens, and dogs and donkeys. And I'm one of the things I do frequently is I have to move around these bags of grain, 50-pound bags. You throw them over your shoulder, move them around, open them up, empty them out. I'm feeding animals, or I'm bringing hay bales out. I'm lifting hay bales, this and that. And what I've noticed over the last 13 months since I've been doing this workout is just my ranch functional strength is so much greater that it makes these tasks easier and far less injury prone.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I was on Instagram. I have a famous Instagram dog, Sammy Pup.
That's right.
The world's largest children's therapy dog. And so I go there every once in a while, and sometimes you go down a rabbit hole. And I had this video of this lady who was saying, "Do you know the most lovable animal on my ranch?" What would you say, Mike? And it's not a dog. She said her
donkey. It's a pig. Got to be a pig.
No, her donkey.
She donkey?
Said donkeys are very lovable, that they just want to be with you and hang with you. Well, hers did. She had it. And her donkey was just always by her side and putting her, literally the donkey's head on the lap, and she was just telling the story that this is the most lovable. I never knew. I thought I'd ask you.
I've not had that experience with donkeys, but then we adopted our donkeys after they had been raised by somebody else. I would imagine she raised her donkey.
Probably, that's right.
Maybe bottle fed the donkey or something like that.
Yeah,
that would make a difference.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
but that was kind of cool.
That's very cool. No. I have goats too.
Yes.
And we also adopted a couple of male goats relatively recently to save them from being butchered.
Okay.
Yeah. And So male goats, and they have their horns too, by the way. They haven't been dehorned.
Okay.
And male goats are troublemakers galore.
Are they really?
Oh my God, they get into everything.
Wow.
And they will destroy every tree, everything you're trying to plant. They'll eat it or rub their horns on it and rub it off.
Oh my
But
gosh.
what happened last week is that I had an upside down pond, like a large pond container, like a black pond liner.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I had propped up. I had propped up on. It was on like what do you call it? Like a sawhorse.
Okay.
And because I didn't want it to collect rain, and I also didn't want to cover the grass completely, so I had it propped up. And when you know, one of my goats got underneath this thing, and it pushed the sawhorse out, and it trapped itself under the freaking pond. And I couldn't find this goat. I was like, where is this freaking goat? And this goat should be easy to find because it's white.
Yeah.
And then the other goats are screaming and yelling, where's the goat? They call for each other. And
Okay.
we're all looking around. It's like, what the hell? This goat, it's like sleight of hand magic like you do, the great vanishing goat, And fortunately, I just had to start walking in a spiral. Like, where could a goat be hiding? In everything. I started opening and turning over it. And sure enough, I turn over this pond liner, freaking goat jumps out. It's better than a rabbit out of a magic hat.
I'm amazed that the goat didn't kind of go crazy and just start trying to, hit its head up against the wall.
Yeah, you would think that because I was calling for the goat too.
Yeah.
And it was just silent. It didn't say anything. You would think it would want out and it would be like knocking the thing around. Yeah.
Maybe it was vibe coding under there and it just wanted to be left alone.
I tell you what, goats are not very smart animals. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But
It sounds to me like it'd be like if a raccoon had horns, and
I think raccoons are smarter than goats, actually.
and was dumber than they are. Yeah, that's true.
Because I think a raccoon would know to try to get out. But the goat was, nope. If I had just left that thing there, it would have died. If I hadn't looked for it, and also that's dangerous in the summer months because it could get very hot under a black pond, very quickly, right? So fortunately that didn't happen in the summer.
Wow.
But anyway, I saved the life of a troublesome goat.
You have a heart of gold, Mike.
Well, I don't want them to suffer in there, but anyway. So donkeys, goats, dogs, whatever, that we got off on a tangent from the peptides and everything. But let me just mention, rangerdeals.com is where you can find we have the peptides right here and some of the other guests we've interviewed, like Above Phone, and the red light devices. And then your site, Todd, is here, my575e.com. All right.
And I just want to say one last thing about the UNAs is don't underestimate playing long ball. And if you own precious metals, you really need to understand how these can operate with your, I don't know what to say, Mike. I can't say a lot. It's just these are pretty magical for what they'll help you keep way more of what you earn.
Oh yeah. Especially if you're going to liquidate any metal and try to turn it into cash. What happened to Todd? We lost Todd. Oh, his bandwidth has been on the fritz today. Roll Avatod. Let's roll it again until Todd comes back.
Hello, Mike. I am thrilled to be here, and I am ready to launch another amazing episode of Decentralized TV. But first, I wanted to tell you something that you might find a bit surprising. So it turns out I'm not actually Todd. I'm Todd's digital avatar. And my name is Avatod. And if you don't mind, I will just take over so that Todd can work on his food forest. You okay with that?
All right, so this is the solution. If Todd cuts out, we just play Avatod. How about that? All right, he'll come back. Folks, this has been, by the way, I thought an amazing interview with our guest, Jesse. Please share this interview on other channels and platforms. And also be sure to check out all the other episodes that you may have missed at our website, bright.tv. And of course, I mean, we've been doing this for a couple of years now, Todd and I, continuing. I think this is our third year or going on our third year. And so we're going to have many more amazing guests coming for you as well. And our goal is to try to bring you solutions to help decentralize your life, whether it's finances or medicine or knowledge or machine cognition, decentralized AI or anything else. We want to bring you solutions that can help you with this. There's never been a more important time because, as we all know, the world is being burned down right now. That is, I should say, the infrastructure of the world that we know, the infrastructure of energy and fertilizer and food production and all the exports of the petrochemicals that come out of the Persian Gulf, which includes polyethylene, sulfuric acid, and helium. And I mean, what else? Thousands of things, actually. There's just that one industrial city there called Al Jubail, which is in Saudi Arabia, that produces thousands of chemicals that are used in industrial processes all around the world. That whole scene there is currently shut down, which means that now more than ever, you need to have as much independence and self-reliance as possible, whether it's growing your own food, making your own medicine, having your own backup monetary system, as the petrodollar is eroding rapidly. And Russia just announced that all the energy they sell to Europe in the future will only be priced in the Chinese yuan, not the dollar. The dollar is being abandoned by more and more players all over the world. So if you think about it, the shows that you can get from us, even all the past episodes, are more important now than ever before. So go back and review the ones that you've missed, and we'll do our best to keep bringing you more amazing guests with astonishingly valuable information to help you, thrive during the coming difficult times. And since I think Todd is, I think his internet is permanently disconnected for the day, so I'll wrap it up here. But we got through everything that we wanted to cover. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for putting up with all our twisted humor and our avatar joke and much more. We'll try to keep you entertained as well along the way. And one of these days, we'll have a humanoid robot in here that does something useful more than just standing around. So thanks for watching today. I'm Mike Adams, the founder of brightvideos.com, which is also the website where you can find all of my podcasts and interviews. And I'm also the editor of naturalnews.com. So be sure to check out all those sites, and thank you for your support. One last thing, bright.shop is the store now that supports this show and this website. So shop with us at bright.shop. Let me just bring it up here to show you. Bright.shop. And there you can find all of our amazing lab-tested, certified organic products that can help you achieve your health goals and much more. Bright.shop supports all the Bright Answers and Bright Learn and the AI platforms that we build and put out for free. So whether it's storable food or iodine or other products for home and personal care that are expertly formulated and laboratory tested, you can find them all at bright.shop. Thanks for watching. Take care. We now have vitamin D3 plus K2 plus Aquaman, which is a seaweed calcium, available at healthrangerstore.com. Here, I've got it up on my site here. This is the Groovy Bee brand that we have, which is our in-house brand, healthrangerstore.com. Again, vitamin D3 plus K2 with Aquaman. That's the brand of the seaweed calcium in a capsule format. Of course, it's laboratory tested for heavy metals and glyphosate and microbiology and so much more. And it's certified ingredients, of course. And, everything that we build for you in terms of a product is meticulously sourced. And one of the most difficult products to source is actually vitamin D3. It's extremely difficult because it turns out in the supply chain, almost all vitamin D has a bunch of sort of unnamed ingredients in it. And that's what our sourcing people found after a couple of years of trying to source a clean version of vitamin D3 that we finally found and nailed and put it in the formula and did all the lab testing and certification. So now it's available. So this synergistic combination, if you think about natural bone support, for example, or you think about the fact that so many people may not have sufficient levels of vitamin D for just optimal health and immune support and many other reasons to have vitamin D levels, this product can help you supplement that. And so it's available now, healthrangerstore.com, vitamin D3 plus K2 with Aquaman, 60 capsules available, shipping right now while supplies last. And in this environment where global supply chains are getting wrecked, if this is something you want, get it now while we have supplies, because it's becoming more difficult and more expensive to source literally everything at this point. So anyway, thank you for your support. You can also find many other products, of course, hundreds of different products at healthrangerstore.com, including storable food. And right here we have our organic powdered chicken bone broth in a number 10 can, our turmeric root powder, and so much more. We've got so many amazing products for you to choose from, including tinctures, superfoods, storable foods, as well as freeze-dried fruits and vegetables in sealed number 10 cans. That's great for long-term storage. Plus we have iodine, and that's a product that's moving very quickly because of concerns about, global nuclear war, unfortunately. But you can find all of this. It's all laboratory tested. It's all certified. It's all meticulously sourced at healthrangerstore.com. And yeah, there we go. That's what the vitamin D3 looks like there. Thank you for supporting us, because we need your support in order to fund our platform. And so we can keep bringing you amazing interviews and content and free AI tools for knowledge and so much more. So thank you for supporting us. I'm Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, for healthrangerstore.com.